Hello, hello, and welcome to
Hello,
another
hello.
of the Global Digital Success.
Talks. Success talks.
Happy and blessed Monday to everyone, or happy Tuesday if you're ready on Tuesday. So let's find out what is our topic for today. Patsy.
Welcome to our Global Digital Success Talks. Topic today is how your environment shapes your future opportunities.
Yes, thank you, Patsy. Yeah, so that's our topic for today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, my name is Patsy. I'm originally from Brunei. I am a mother of four and grandmother to nine. And I live in Edmonton, Alberta. And also a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Yesenia, but everyone knows me as Jessie. I'm a nurse by profession. I live here in Ontario, Canada, but I'm original from Cuba. I have my business online and I'm a mentor at the same time.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are joining us from. I'm the face behind Christiana Digital. My name is Christiana. I'm originally from Nigeria. I am a registered nurse by profession. I am a proud digital business owner and also a mentor. I reside in Texas. Thank you so much. Back to Sandy.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, so let's dive into our topic for today.
Okay, our topic for today is how your environment shapes your future opportunities.
Yes, thank you, Christiana. So yeah, so that's our topic for today. So welcome back to another episode of the Global Digital Success Talk. So thank you for taking the time to join us today. So today's conversation is about something that quietly influences every area of our lives, and that is our environment. You know, a lot of people, we see a lot of people that we spend time with. We also have, those conversations that we participate with other people, and also the information that we consume on a daily basis and the communities we choose to be part of. So these things influence the way we think, the decisions we make, and often those opportunities we notice. So today, let's explore four powerful reminders about how our environment can help us shape the future we are working towards. And for that, we're going to be talking about the following points.
And those reminders are your environment influence the way that you think. The people around you influence your decision. Learning environments create new opportunity. And the last one, but not least, you can intentionally create a better environment. So stay with us. It's gonna be a good one.
Thank you, Jesse. Yes, so those are the points we're going to be talking today. So let's dive into our first point.
Okay, our first point today is your environment influences the way you think. So, whether we like it or not, our environment creates part of us. Today, I want to talk about this topic because it's a topic that people overlook. The people you spend time with, the conversation you listen to, the book you read, the videos you watch, and even what you scroll on social media can actually shape your mindset. Whether you realize it or not, our environment is consistently teaching us with possible or impossible. The first point I want to talk about is the ideas we hear repeatedly shape our belief. If every day you hear about the negative words, no, life is hard, I can't make it, no, nobody is making it, money is difficult to come by, definitely those things is going to create your life. But if you surround yourself with people that has abilities, people that are positive, people that keep on seeing the positive side of life, like people that keep on learning, people that sees opportunities everywhere, people that can build something out of nothing, those people that can take action consistently. If you surround yourself with this type of people, you see yourself succeeding. Like, for example, when as I'm working as a registered nurse, what we hear at work is, oh, shortage of staff. Oh, today the work is so difficult, overtime. That is all what we hear. Okay, let me just work and retire. But in this business, I start hearing a different thing. I start hearing opportunities. I start hearing creating something for myself, having something that you call your own, starting your own business, learning a new skills. And those things has actually shaping my life. Then another point I want to talk about is positive environment encourage possibility and growth. A positive environment doesn't mean life is perfect. No, it means you are surrounded by people who encourage you to improve instead of staying where you are. They challenge you to become better. They celebrate you. They celebrate your progress. They remind you that growth takes time. One of the things that I really enjoy in this business is the community of people that we surround ourselves with. We have a lot of people with positive mindsets. We have a lot of step-by-step training. We have a paced learning that can help you develop. Every one of us in this business, we grow every day, we learn every day, and we improve ourselves every day. Another point I want to talk about is negative environments can limit confidence and your positive mindset. Sometimes don't all those things don't intentionally discouragement don't intentionally come, but they come simply by the way you talk. It won't work. People like us can't do it. You are wasting your time. So with time, those things start creating in your mind and it start becoming your environment. So your environment helps shape you and your positive mindset. So I want to leave us with this. Choose environment that encourages learning and growth, not the one that discourages you. Thank you so much for listening. Back to Sandy.
Thank you, Christiana. So, Christiana talked about your environment influences the way you think. And just as Christiana mentioned, you have to choose the people and places that that encourage that learning, that encourage that growth. Because when you do that, your perspective shapes those choices that you made, and also those choices also shape the future of yours, your future in the future. All right. So now let's move on to the next point.
Point number two, the people around you influence your decisions. I would like to talk about something that has a greater impact on our lives than we sometimes realize. The people we chose to surround ourselves with. Whether we notice it or not, we naturally learn from the people we spend the most time with. Their attitudes, habits, and beliefs can influence the way we think, the choices we make, and even the goals we pursue. When we have supportive relationships, we become more resilient during difficult times. Instead of facing challenges alone, we have people who encourage us, lift us up, and remind us not to give up. Constructive feedback is also a gift. Whether it may not always be easy to hear, it helps us grow, improve, and become better versions of ourselves. Positive role models show us what is possible. That reminds us that isn't about being perfect. It's about willing to learn, persevere, and keep moving forward. Healthy communities don't hold people back with fear or negativity. They inspire action, celebrate progress, and encourage one another to reach their full potential. As the saying goes, the people who encourage your growth often influence your future more than you really realize. So today I encourage you to take a moment and think about the people in your life. Are they helping you grow? Are they inspiring you to become the best version of yourself? The key takeaway is this: surround yourself with people who challenge you they become the best. When you choose the right environment, you choose the opportunity to grow, succeed, and help others to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Patsy. So, Patsy talk about the people around you influence your decisions. We also want to say thank you to Zakaria Dedan, who gave a like emoji. So and
Thank you,
who
thank
watched the
you.
live. So, all right. So, Patsy talk about the people around you influence your decisions, and just like Patsy mentioned, when you surround yourself with those who encourage your growth, um, that is important because their support and examples can give you the confidence, that for you to take that next step. So that's why it's important to surround yourself with people that have that positive mindset, and that encourage you and that motivates you to keep going. All right, so let's move on to the next point.
All right, our next point is learning environment create new opportunity. So every new skill expand your possibility. Lifelong learning prepare us for a change. Curiosity help us to adapt in a rapidly changing world. Learning with others provide you new perspective. Education often create opportunity before we recognize them. Investing time in learning is an investment in your future. The more we learn, the more opportunities we are prepared to recognize. So growth begins with willingness to know, to keep learning. And I love this topic, you know, um, because I didn't understand that why my environment it will change my opportunity, my future. Why people were saying, there was a saying like of the rotten tomatoes or something like that. If you put it with other good tomatoes or good potatoes, then you can start seeing your future. It's all about the environment. So the environment you place yourself is has a powerful influence in who you become. When you're surrounded by people who are learning, growing, are challenging themselves, you naturally start doing the same. You start learning, you start challenging yourself. You start seeing another perspective. Think about it. If you're in an environment where people encourage to develop, like develop new skills, maybe share an idea, and keep improving, constantly, you start seeing all those many possibilities, that you maybe have not noticed before. That because learning it will expand your perspective, and that's something that I learned when I started with this business. I start seeing people sharing. We call it like their whole story. Like what they did bad, what they did good, and that helped me to grow. Now I know what I want because I see them, I see their visions, and I can see my vision happen. When I start seeing people achieving their goals, maybe it was a couple of money, like a little bit of money extra a month. Maybe it was traveling once in the year. Maybe it was continue traveling, or maybe it was retiring someone on your family or leaving your job. When I start seeing them, they start sharing their ideas. They start sharing their opportunities or what they're, like what they're fighting for. I start saying, oh, I believe myself. I can do it too. I believe I can make it happen as well. The more you learn, the more confident you become. So I start learning from that, because they start sharing their path, or this worked for me, this doesn't work for me. Mira, you should try that. You know, that completely changed everything. The more confident and the more confident you become because you are learning from that, the more willing you are to take action on something, the more willing you are to achieve that goal. And when you take action, you start seeing new opportunity, and new opportunities are appear for nowhere. So I learned that sometimes the biggest change in our life doesn't have to start with changing, our circumstance. It's a start when we change completely our environment, the environment we're learning in, the environment we surround ourselves. That's when you start seeing growth. That's when you start seeing the opportunity. And um, I ask myself many things. Is my current environment helping me to grow, or is keeping me where I am right now? Ask yourself the same question and you will answer. You will see it. You don't have to know everything to move forward. You simply need to stay connected, to environments that encourage you to learn and grow and progress. Because when you continue learning, you continue expanding what possible for your future. So choose environment that challenge you, environment that inspire you and help you to become the person you want to be. That's where new opportunities begin.
Thank you, Jessie. So Jessie talked about learning environments create new opportunities, just like she mentioned. Every new skill that you start learning develops and prepares you, to be able to recognize and to embrace those possibilities that you're not able to see before. But now, because you're expanding your mindset, you're able to see those opportunities. And she also added, I'm choosing an environment that helps me grow, and that's where new opportunities begin. So there you go. Okay, so now let's move on to our next point. So the next point is you can intentionally create a better environment. One of the most encouraging things to remember is that while we can control every circumstance in life, we can influence many of the environments we place ourselves every day. The choices we make about what we read, what we watch, what we listen to, and who we spend time with all have a powerful impact on the person we are becoming. Just like Jesse was mentioning on the previous point. That's why it's so important to be intentional. You have to choose books that helps you grow. You have to listen to podcasts that teach you something new, and spend time with the people who encourage integrity, who encourage the kindness, the learning, and the service. You have to join communities also, where people celebrate progress. Well, people support one another, and well, people inspire each other to keep growing. And I can say, and for all of us here, we can say that we're so blessed to have that global online community here, where we have all these that I just mentioned. And I've seen this in my own life. After spending more than 25 years in the film industry, I made the decision to step into a completely new world. I intentionally surrounded myself with mentors, educational communities, and people who were committed to continuous learning. I started learning digital skills, artificial intelligence, content creation, and leadership. Those daily choices didn't change my life overnight, but over time, they changed the way I thought. The skills I developed and the opportunities I was able to recognize. So, it really makes a huge difference when you start making those changes of reading, learning, joining communities where you can learn and grow from others. It helps you to expand and to be able to see those opportunities. The same is true for all of us. We might not be able to change everything around us today, but we can choose one positive influence, one new lesson, one encouraging conversation, or one healthy habit. you know, those small decisions repeated consistently begin to create an environment where growth becomes much more natural. And as today's reflection reminds us, your future is influenced by the environment intentionally you create today. So here's the message for you. Create an environment that supports the person you want to become, because the people you learn from, the ideas you embrace, and the habits you build today will help shape the opportunities and the future you experience tomorrow. So that's what I wanted to share with this point. And now let's find out what is our key takeaway for this topic.
Our key takeaway for today's topic is, today's conversation remind us that success is rarely built in isolation. Our environment influence our mindset, and our mindset influence our decisions, and our decision influence the opportunity we pursue. So as you grow through this week, take a moment to reflect in the influence in your life. Ask yourself, are the people around me encourage me to grow? I am continuing learning. I am creating an environment that helps me become the person I hope to be. Remember, Small changes in our environment can lead to meaningful change in our future.
Thank you, Jesse. So yeah, so that's our key takeaway for this topic. And what is one action today for our audience?
This week, choose one action that will strengthen your environment. Read a book, listen to an educational podcast, reach out to someone who inspires you, join a positive community, or simply begin one conversation that encourages growth. Small intentional choices made consistently can create remarkable results over time.
Thank you, Patsy. So yeah, so that is our one action for our audience. So we have arrived to our end of our lives. So we hope so that um, you were able to learn something, why, how your environment shapes the future, your future opportunities, you know. And we want you to remember also that the environment you choose today shapes the mindset, the habits, and opportunities of tomorrow. So you have to make sure that you surround yourself intentionally with the people that uh, have the ideas, have the communities that that inspire you to keep learning, to keep growing, and to become that best version of yourself. So becoming the person you want to be. So start creating that identity that you wanna of the person you wanna become. All right. So now let's find out what is our topic for next Monday.
Next week, Monday, we have an exciting topic again. Every week we come with different topics that are so exciting and impactful. Next week, we'll be talking about why continuous learning is one of the greatest investments you can make. Don't miss this particular topic because we're going to do justice to this topic. Thank you so much as you connect with us next week.
Thank you, Christiana. Yes, so that's our topic for next Monday. So it's a conversation about lifelong learning, adaptability, curiosity, and why developing new knowledge and skill prepare us for future opportunities. So we have arrived to the end of our lives. I want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Monday for those who are on Monday, happy and blessed Tuesday for those who are already on Tuesday, and a happy and blessed week ahead for everyone. So thank you for watching the live with us today. For those catching the replay, also thank you so much. And to our community, thank you so much for being part of our journey. So we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed day today. And we'll see you again in our next episode of the Global Digital
The
Success.
Boost Success Talks.
Talk.
Thank you,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.